Hey guys, how's it going? Drew here again with DipBros America, and today I'm bringing you a very excited, long-awaited review on my part, and that is going to be none other than the world-famous Copenhagen Long Cut Original. Now, I'm going to try not to be too biased in this video. I'm going to try to bring you guys a good review here, but this is my personal favorite dip. This is my daily dipper. I love this stuff. This was the first log I ever bought. This is stuff I got hooked on. And I'm sure some other people can vouch for that too and say they have done similar things. But this dip, contrary to popular belief, I'm going to give you a little history lesson here on it, but a lot of people think because it says satisfaction since 1822 that this has been around since Copenhagen started, and that is actually not true. The first Copenhagen dip that actually came out was Copenhagen Snuff, and that's the one that was, the main Copenhagen, and this was the second dip ever to be released with Copenhagen, as far as I know. If I'm wrong, feel free to correct me in the comments or whatever, but this was released in 1997, and has been going strong ever since. But, really, I've never tried Copenhagen Snuff, but based on the smell and the texture of it, I think they're pretty similar. This is just kind of a longer cut version of Snuff. And my personal experience, as I told you a little bit about it, I've been dipping for about 2 months now, and first I started out with Copenhagen Wintergreen. You have to excuse me a little bit, I'm feeling a little clogged up today. But I started with Copenhagen Wintergreen, and then I went straight to this, and let me tell you, it was a big change from the Wintergreen, and people who go from wintergreen to natural can definitely say the same about it, but I was hooked on this stuff right when I first got it. But going back to the appearance, of course you got the nice, crisp, rustic looking logo there, and then it always comes in the fiberboard can, always has. And the thing about fiberboard is, I think it gives dips kind of a special taste. When you have a natural dip in just a plastic can, sure, some can taste good, but I think there's a lot more of an organic taste to a fiberboard can, just kind of a special flavor that fiberboard gives this. It's kind of like drinking Coke out of a can and then drinking Coke out of a glass. There's a different feel to it. There's a different flavor. There's just a different feeling to doing a dip in a fiberboard as opposed to something in plastic. But I'm going to go ahead and show you guys the dip. Now, one thing is, when you first crack this can has already been cracked, as you see, but when you first crack a can of Copenhagen Long Cut, the fiberboard is lined in wax, and that wax could be a little tough to get this off, but after you've opened it a couple times, it becomes easier to take off. But let me go ahead and show you guys the dip. Just a beautiful shade of dark brown. It's just amazing. And then you can see, I don't know if you can pick it up because of the lighting, but you can see that wax lining in here that lines all sides of the fiberboard. Another distinct thing about this is the smell. Now, when I first went and got this, I'd only had like a Copenhagen Wintergreen before, and then I went and got this, and I never had a natural dip before. The only natural kind of smokeless tobacco that I'd ever had was Red Man, and that has kind of a raisin-like smell too. But when you first smell this, it is very surprising, and the only way I can describe it, and I don't mean this in a bad way at all, is ammonia. You get a big whiff of an ammonia musk to it. A lot of people would think, oh my god, that's disgusting. And believe me, I thought the same thing first, but do not let the smell deceive you. The taste is absolutely amazing. You get that natural tobacco taste. It's difficult to describe, but once you try it, you know what I'm talking about. With just kind of the molasses taste to it, it tastes amazing. But the smell is definitely something that'll open up your pores, and it'll definitely wake you up a little bit if you're not used to it. But another thing is about the consistency to it. Now, while this does say long cut, there are lots of little fine cut bits in it. I believe, in my personal opinion, this is kind of a mix between Snuff and a regular long cut consistency in dip. It's just kind of all of the above, and I kind of like that. This really encompasses everything that I mean, all things dip. I mean, you get fine cut bits, long cut. I mean, it's natural. It's a classic brand. I love this stuff. But without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and pack this down. You don't want to pack this too much because you can knock some of the wax bits from the fiberboard off, and you can get that in your dip. I've not really had a problem with that, but I don't pack this as hard as I would something in a plastic tin. But as you get with Copenhagen, you get that pinch left out. Now that pisses a lot of people off, but they call that God's pinch. And this really helps if you've seen Outlaw's video on how to dip finer cut dips. The wax, you kind of have to shovel it in with your finger, and you have to rub it against the bottom and the sides of the wax, and it'll kind of ball up a little bit. You get smaller pinches initially, but you can put multiple ones in. But that wax you can use to help you ball it up, and having that pinch out kind of saves you a little bit of a mess. But I'm going to go ahead and throw one in here for you guys. Usually my first dip, my first pinch is a little messy, but we'll just see here. That was big. By my standards, at least, I'm sure a lot of people could beat me on that one. But, like I was saying before, you get that kind of ammonia musk to it. But the taste is a lot different. The taste when it comes out, you just get a sweet, not too sweet by any means, but you get just a nice tobacco, natural taste to it. I mean, I know I keep using those words and it's a little redundant, but believe me, if you tried it, you'll understand. But it's not going to be too overpowering as something like a wintergreen or a mint dip would. It's just nice. It's so nice, and that's why it's one of the best-selling favorite dips amongst dippers. I mean, Mudjug 1 says it's his favorite. Outlaw says it's probably his number 2 next to Snuff, which essentially this is Snuff, but just a different consistency. One thing about it, like I said, there's kind of fine cut bits in it and there's long cuts. So for someone who isn't experienced with it, it can kind of run around a little bit on you, and you got to maintain control. I've only been dipping for like 2 months, as I said, and I keep mine up here in the front. But always use your tongue to just kind of control it and keep it in one spot. You don't want this stuff running all over the place. And you don't want to lose it because, one, this stuff is just so damn good. And it's just the perfect dip, I'm telling you. Another thing is, I don't have the receipt on this one like I did with the others, but this can is almost, it's almost $4 a can here in Indiana. So it's on the expensive side, but believe me, you are getting everything you pay for because this stuff is amazing. It's perfect, in my opinion. I can't really compare this to many other dips. Copenhagen is just a breed within themselves. I mean, you get a special quality with Copenhagen that you can't really get with anything else. Like they say right here on the inside of their long cut tins. Get it open for you. 100% American grown tobacco, pinched with pride. Copenhagen Satisfaction since 1822. So these guys are a great brand. They have the experience and the quality to back them up. I really have no complaints for this dip. Now, if you're switching from something like wintergreen or mint to this stuff, it's definitely going to wake you up. It's a different experience. But I noticed with wintergreens and stuff, they can kind of be a little overpowering at times. Kind of harsh on the gums a little bit. But this stuff, I don't see that all that much. I dip this stuff maybe at least once or twice a day if I don't have anything else. And I don't really have any problems with it. I mean, I love this stuff. as you've seen, Eric uploaded a Copenhagen Southern blend the other day. And essentially it's the same thing as this, but just sweeter. Now I think this stuff, I mean, it is just fantastic, guys. And the fiberboard taste you get with it is, I mean, you can't really compare it to anything. It's such a special dip, and it's one of the best selling here in the United States. I mean, it's world famous. If you guys love Copenhagen Long Cut, I'd love to hear your opinion on it. If you have differing opinion, I'd also love to hear that too. We love to hear from the dipping community and what you guys have to say. As you saw in our other videos, we do shout outs to other dip channels. We love to keep the dip community connected. It's a great little family we have discovered on here, and we love the support we're getting. This channel is it's almost 2 weeks old, coming this either Friday or Saturday. And we're already up to about 15 subscribers. I know that's not big, we're not boasting or anything, but we love our little group we got here, and we love the support. Would I buy this again, like I say on my other dips? Of course. I would buy this by the roll, guys. I love this stuff. It's my daily. A lot of dippers say they didn't really get into this stuff for a couple years, but I mean, it was love at first pinch for me. And that is the truth. I love this stuff so much. I've always got to have a can of this, and usually a can of wintergreen or something with me, and I am set. So, as you could probably guess, my overall rating for this would be a perfect 10. A perfect 10 for Copenhagen Long Cut Original. My favorite dip. I've only been dipping for a little bit, but it's probably going to be my favorite dip of all time. You just can't beat it, guys. You cannot beat it. I really recommend, if you guys got an extra $4 or however much it costs in your state. That's another thing I'd love to know, is how much it costs around the country. But you got to get yourself one of these. You got to try it. I mean, it's famous for a reason, and it is the best in my opinion. But I appreciate you guys tuning in. We love doing these videos for you. Eric just put up 2. I had a 5 video series of flavors that I'm now done with, and now we're getting into some of the natural, more better selling and better dips overall. And if you have any suggestions for us, any dips that you want to hear, we are definitely going to get them to you. We got recommendations for a Southern blend and some Copenhagen snuff, and we already did the Southern blend. We gave a shout out to that guy, and we got the snuff coming up here real soon. A bunch more stuff, and like I said, guys, I can't tell you how much I love this stuff. If you get this and a mud jug and a glass of sweet tea, you are going to have a good time, and that is a fact, Jack. But yeah, tell me what you guys think about it. I'd love to hear from you, but like I said, perfect 10 from me. Go and get yourself a can. I'd love to hear what you think about it. Stay tuned for DipBros America. We got a bunch more stuff coming your way. And this is Drew, and thank you guys for tuning in.